Hello, literature lovers. This is the last episode on the series Tracing the Footsteps in African Literature. I will be sharing my thoughts and opinions on the last footstep, postmodernism period. Please listen till the end. You will definitely have food for thought. Let us in. Vaclav Havel puts it, "We live in a world where everything is possible and almost nothing is certain." The last footstep is our present reality, the postmodernist period that became predominant in the end of 20th century to the present 21st century. In layman's understanding, quote-unquote, postmodernism is a movement that focuses on the reality of the individual and denies statements that claim to be true for all people. An example of a thought of postmodernism is the idea that not all people will see stealing as negative. Very interesting. To spark your understanding quite vividly in regards to stealing, just recently in the Kenyan news, a man was charged with stealing 5 kgs of rice, 5 liters of cooking oil, 2 kgs of sugar, honey, and tea leaves, all totaling up to 3,165 shillings from Naivas supermarket. The court then fined the man 100,000 shillings or a 1-year jail term. Quite interesting. The news raised eyebrows, bringing about the thought behind why he actually stole. People had different perceptions, but at the end of it all, the man was freed. Wow, this is our postmodernist reality. In the literature world, postmodernism, which means after the modern, rejects the idea of logical thinking. Postmodernists believe that in contemporary global society, people's identities are chosen rather than given. Postmodernist writers, therefore, are open to questioning socially constructed identities, challenging preconceived notions of sexuality, gender, and inspired widespread change. Two major themes that characterize the postmodern period are digitalization and globalization. Quite pronounced, the effects of postmodernism has more than often been seen to have affected views and lifestyles, which in turn brought changes in human interactions within the different social systems. Narrowing down to the African context, postmodernism refers to a wide range of literary discourses and practices that disrupt rationality, hence linked to writers' aspiration to dismantle the realistic trend. You may ask, how can I tell if a book is postmodern? Great. A postmodern book, novel in this case, simply employs the use of unreliable narrators to further muddy the waters with extreme subjectivity, hence preventing any reader from finding meaning during the story. A good example that perfectly fits this description is Elaine Mabanku's Broken Glass, that unfolds a treacherous life of a narrator named Broken Glass, that is, quote-unquote, confined in the bar, having drunk himself out of a job and a wife, amid some hard luck stories of other unreliable narrators. Some of the postmodern African texts that have somewhat evoked hybrid identities and spaces beyond national boundaries include Helen Habila's Measuring Time, which tells a story of a set of twins who grew up going their opposite directions in quest for success. One of the twins, having sickle cell anemia, worked at home as a school teacher and historian, while the other twin joins the guerrilla ragtag mercenary army which terrorized people and governments across North and West Africa. What a contrast of characters, right? Should grab a copy. More primarily are the postmodern novels that pose the question of morality as real issues in contemporary African society. All these arise from the global implications that have not been set aside by the 21st century African writers. Wale Okidiron in Dreams Die at Night and Jude De Beers Walking with Shadows both deal with absurd sexual tendencies. While Mike Nonsu's Alpha Song treats the younger generation's lifestyle of nightclubbing, alcoholism, sex, and music, all talking about the question of morality. Start your search for a postmodern book and enjoy the thrilling experience that comes with it. That's all I have for you today. Kindly subscribe and share this podcast with your family and friends. Thank you and see you next Saturday.